Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tanner's Favorite Things. Today I have an unboxing for you, so let's go ahead and dig right in. Alright, we have a new set of headphones. These are the Cleer Flow Hybrid Noise Cancelling Headphones with Bluetooth. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at what this packaging consists of. So far, so good. This looks pretty cool so far. And it's a nice little package inside of this box with instructions and what I assume are some cables. Oh, no, actually, looks like we just have some rings. We'll see what those go to. But here is the entire packaging. There's nothing else in here. This does come out, but there's nothing under it. So let's go ahead and open up the inner package and see what this product actually looks like. Pretty nice. It's mostly plastic construction. The ear surface is very comfortable. Feels closer to the Audio-Technica style rather than some of the other stiffer, harder ones. But very nice feeling product so far. And we have some articulation. Let's see what that looks like. We can articulate in like so. Looks like this arm does the same thing. So, pretty cool. We have a left and a right, and controls on the bottom. Here's our power, NC, and ambient. So I assume that's our noise canceling feature right there. So, also included in here we have some cables. Looks like two separate cables. One with dual 3.5 millimeter connectors, and then we have a USB, the old style of micro USB, I believe is what it's called, to regular USB 2.0. So nothing too fancy there. And then we have one of these fancy guys. I've seen these on airports, so I'm not sure if that's exactly what this is for, those double pronged stereo seats, but this comes with it as well. Let's go ahead and plug them in and put some sound through them. Alright, I just spent the better part of half an hour listening to a few tracks, and I can tell you that these headphones are really high quality. They sound way better than I expected, and Bluetooth connectivity was really simple. I was able to connect these to my iPhone 11 with absolutely no issues whatsoever. I did notice that if you have the cord, the 3.5 millimeter cord plugged in though, it will not recognize the Bluetooth option, so you have to unplug the 3.5 millimeter cord if you do want to pair it to a Bluetooth device. Once I unplugged that cord, it showed up as a device, and I was good to go. Let's get some specs from these headphones. I know that numbers don't tell the whole tale, but they do provide some sort of baseline that we can glom onto here. So the driver size is a 40 millimeter ironless driver. I've never heard of an ironless driver, so that must be some sort of new technology. The frequency response range is 20 Hz to 40 kilohertz. Interestingly enough, there's a second rating for Bluetooth. So that's plugged in up to 40 kilohertz. And with the Bluetooth connectivity, we have 20 to 20 kilohertz. So it cuts that top kilohertz in half on Bluetooth. Connections, we have 3.5 millimeter for audio, micro USB for charging. It supports Bluetooth 4.2 and later, all the standard codecs. Bluetooth transmitter frequency range is 2.402 to 2.480 gigahertz. Pretty standard, I believe. And it says that our battery pack gives us up to 20 hours on this set of headphones. So I obviously can't speak to that just yet, but we'll have to do a long-term test and see what that battery life actually is. So I don't know if you can hear this now. I do have a Frank Zappa track playing from my phone, but one of the cool features about these is if you double tap, double tap again, and it cuts the music. So you have some connectivity over on the left side where you can raise the volume by dragging up. Let me do that. If I drop it down. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's supposed to affect the volume by dragging up and down. Really nice feature there. The last thing I want to mention is our controls. We do have the power button right here, And next to that, you can see our NC, our noise canceling button, and then our ambient button, which basically says whether you want to be able to hear voice in the room or not. So I went through each one of these settings, and I can tell you that the noise canceling on these headphones is excellent. If you do want to truly cut out all noise, I could barely even hear myself talking with these headphones on. That's how good of noise cancellation these provide. The ambient feature does affect things quite a bit as well. If you, yeah, that one right there. If you want to be able to hear the person's voice that's in the room with you, you just hit that button and the music is still played very clearly, but you can hear that person's voice almost as clearly. You can hear it. I don't want to do a comparison to these headphones because this is kind of a new animal to me. I don't really dabble in the Bluetooth headphone arena so much just yet. This is my first foray into that, as well as the noise canceling headphone area. So usually I go with my Audio-Technica ATH M50X headphones, and I love those, but these provide just as good a quality on first blush, if not better, and great noise canceling. They're very comfortable. I love how the ear cups feel on my ears. It's really comfortable, and the controls are very intuitive. One final thing to note with these headphones, they do have a pretty shiny little metal filigree right here. This is not functional in any way, but you can replace it by twisting it and pulling it out of there. And then we have a different color one if you like the more matte colored. So you can see slightly different variation in color between these two rings. Whatever you prefer there. I'm going to leave the original ones on there. They're a little shiny, so I kind of like that. And they add character to the device. So there you go. The Cleer Flow Bluetooth noise canceling headset. What do I think of them? I'm really impressed. If you have the chance to get these, I would say they provide a lot of value in a lot of different listening type scenarios. Just for reference, the tracks that I listened to through this set of headphones, I started off with my old favorite, Herbie Hancock. I listened to the Headhunters album, just track 1 off the Headhunters album. And I really got a very good idea of what these things are capable of. Nice and wide, spacious, really tight bass response, yet great reverb on the drums, really nice. For a classical piece, I listened to Marta Argerich playing Prokofiev's third piano concerto with the Singapore Symphony Orchestra. This was a live recording, and it really sounded great, nice and punchy with the piano, and the Prokofiev orchestration really came through nicely. Finally, I listened to 2 Frank Zappa tracks, one on the 3.5mm cable and then the other on my phone over Bluetooth. And the first track was Yo Mama from Chic Your Booty, 1978, I believe. And that track is also a live recording with studio overdub. So there's a lot going on there, and Frank Zappa is known for his studio techniques. So that was a really good track to listen to. It showed the clarity of the ensemble in the mix, as well as some of those cool studio tricks that he used. And finally, the last track that I listened to from Frank Zappa is Redunzel off of the Leather album. It's actually one of those tracks that shows up on a few different albums, but I listened to the Leather version, and it was over Bluetooth. So that was the situation where we had that reduced 20 kilohertz ceiling for the Bluetooth transmitter. So I didn't really notice any difference between the listening experience Bluetooth over 3.5. So that's something to take note of. Really, really high quality Bluetooth transceiver on this set of headphones. So just a short quickie for you today. If you have any questions about this specific set of headphones, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Or if you have any experience with them as well, then I'd love to hear your long-term experience with them. So thanks again for watching, folks. Hope to see you on the next one.